What has been the key to Challenger's success?
Like any company, it's the personnel, the people in it. The way with the oil business runs, it's the region doesn't play that much a part, more the people in it. I think that's the main criteria for success, I think.
What role has VC Bank played in the development of Challenger?
Challenger was a family business that was growing, and the potential is huge still. We believe that the company has grown from stage to another, but the potential is much higher to become a conglomerate. If we support Challenger as shareholders, VC Bank and also other partners with the Tatanaki family who are the major owner in Challenger, we have an objective to grow that Challenger into different geographical location and expand it. However, we started enhancing the capabilities and operational capabilities and also the financial capabilities of Challenger by having an expansion money invested in Challenger and enhance the operation. And now I think it's time to look into geographical expansion.
I think the main aspect of VC Bank involved in Challenger was that the trust in the emerging market of Libya, the trust into the Libyan market and the confidence of investing in the Libyan market, which was not quite common before. And I think that was the main issue we tried to achieve.
Sure. I second this, and also VC Bank invests in companies with strong management. And we found that Challenger has strong capabilities, potential for expansion, and good, strong management.
Of course, there are many misconceptions in the West about doing business in Libya. What's the real picture?
The issue here is most of the companies that do work in Libya have worked for a long time and they have established themselves. When it comes new companies to come into the market, they're always quite reserved, and it's the perception rather than the reality. And when we got Bronco to invest with us invest into Challenger Libya, but because of the fact that we already established, so they came and found that it's not so as complicated and as unacceptable as people perceive it to be.
What's the key to successfully running a company engaged in the energy sector when it's such an unpredictable sector in terms of supply, in terms of price, and so on?
Like any other business, I think the key is having good management systems, providing efficiencies, internal controls. Being an oil drilling contractor also has a lot of challenges, particularly logistics. All of these issues are things that one has to concentrate on to maintain a smooth running drilling operation, if it ever smooth in that business. Also, being linked to the energy sector, you are sure that the demand on that commodity is continuous, and so you can streamline your businesses and your products. For instance, in our case, we have done workover, which maintaining producing wells. This is a need that continues even when there are turbulence in the market at all. And it's about learning how to maintain a steady flow, supplying your services efficient enough and satisfying your clients.
So the world continues to need oil, gas, water, whatever times are good or bad.
Well, that is correct.
How has the economic crisis impacted on Challenger's business?
We're no aliens to what goes on in the world, but in our part of the world, and in particularly in Libya, things haven't been as severe as other areas. There's been some slowdowns, but we're now ready to pick up again in 2010 and even beyond our existence in Libya only.
These have been testing times for anyone at the top of a major company anywhere in the world. What lessons do you think you might have learned from the last few years?
No lesson could have got us prepared for what happened the last year and a half, because there was no pre-warning to it at all.
Has it changed the way you do business or the way you approach business in any way?
I think what it did is to make us realize to rely on ourselves rather than to rely on what is being said internationally or assessments.
But you rely on your instinct?
Rather than what we read in the reports.
Looking to the future, what would you say is the strategy now for Challenger's continued growth?
Expansion in the different markets, I think. Not relying on one market or one area.
That's
That's-
right,
that's-
and
that's the main-
that's the strategy way forward. Challenger is looking now into expansion into rest of the MENA region, and a lot of work has been done in terms of the expansion, and now we are putting the strategies to start implementing which area to start, which country to go to, and how big to be in each territory.
It's a competitive market you work in, a tough market. What developments do you see in the rig market in the next 5 years or so?
Well, I think the need for energy is resilient to the crisis, and it gets affected, but not as much as some other industries that got like shipping, like real estate, oil and gas, telecommunication, education, health are a bit resilient to go to crisis. And we feel competition is huge. More player came to the market because of this. Many shifted from those cyclical industries into oil and gas, and I think the management, efficient management, and the support that Challenger has from its shareholder will keep the know-how, the experience. That will be a competitive edge over the new player in the market.
So reflecting on Challenger's remarkable growth, would you say it's a combination of management and experience that's got you there?
I fully agree. I fully agree. Yes, it is a combination of management, the people of Challenger now. It's not only the management. Everybody in Challenger contributed to this success and to this award. And I think what we have built over 15 years will be the main reason and cause of success and achieving better result in future.
What would you say as individuals you would take from your experiences with the company?
I think the issue we have with what we've really learned is that people trying to get involved into this market based on the price going up, and so everybody's in demand, so everybody thinks it's going to be an oil drilling contractor. And then when you have this goes down, they start walking out, you know. And I think this what this influx of non-oil-oriented investors coming in and think overnight they could have a drilling company. I mean, it takes time to build a drilling company. I think that's what really affects us, is these newcomers, based on speculation of the market at that day.
So in the energy sector, you have to commit for the long term.
Long-term investment, totally.
Yes, we fully agree. And in fact, to add to what Hassan said, we would have looked into expansion a bit earlier. However, it's never late, and I think the potential is there. And using the capabilities of Challenger, we have potential to venture outside Libya, and we have been approached by many strategic investors to partner with them, but we need to make sure that the selection is right, choosing the right partner.
And the energy sector is far more complex than some investors understand it to be.
Sure.
That is absolutely right.
Sure.
Indeed it is. And it's not just Western investors, people who haven't learned what drilling needs. It's a business that is based on, of course, the technical expertise, but with it you have a lot of logistical challenges and problems you have to face every day, from transporting your people and your equipment into remote locations, from being able to accommodate people and keep them safe and well and healthy, catering. You know, there are bits and pieces of every aspect of our business that we have to face every day that aren't available to people who aren't familiar with the business and familiar with the area where they are providing the service.
I fully agree with Hatem, and I think that was also one of the reasons that VC Bank invested in Challenger. Is just the whole Middle East and MENA, and mainly the Gulf region. Their economies depends on energy, on oil and gas. However, if you look at, you will not find sophisticated local companies servicing this industry. And our objective was to invest and grow that. And in fact, add to the economies of first, let's say, Libya, and then grow this know-how into rest of the region and grow the business. And I think that's a great potential, not only to have a successful investment, also to add into the economies by training, by providing job opportunities, and also by increasing the downstream to this important sector.